shocked with it all yesterday? Third.
Yes. Yeah. It was shocking.
Are you looking forward to going up against Pop?
I don't necessarily look at it that way. I'm excited to get playing again. A good team. They're going to pose a huge challenge for us because they just play so hard and they're so locked in for as close to 48 minutes that they're more than a capable team.
It's about the relationship between you and Coach Pop.
I get a tremendous amount of respect for him, and obviously I work for him, but he's done a lot for me in my personal life too, and so I look at him as more than just a guy that I worked for before or a mentor or anything like that. He's a close friend, a really close friend of mine.
The fact that you shadowed them last year, does that help you with your game planning at all?
I don't know. He's probably changing everything that he did last year to throw me off. But what does help more than anything else is David West. Was with those guys last year every day at every practice, every meeting, and so he's been really helpful. He was helpful for us in the last game we played out there. Had a lot of input, and at the end of the day, with me being around most of them for the course of the year, I got a little bit of a feel for them, but it's a little bit different team too.
What did you learn during that time, last year? You've coached a lot, and done a lot of great things. But were there new things that you picked up?
It's a lot of it has to do with. I felt that I learned is not necessarily X's and O's. You can learn X's and O's from anybody, and Pop's a great X and O guy. And yes, I learned X's and O's, but what I was most interested in was last time I was an assistant in San Antonio was 2003. That was the last time I was around him. And then 13 years later, I'm back. And so to see how he has evolved with today's player and how he coaches today's player was for me a very interesting experience and a learning experience, because I'm going to contradict myself because he's not the same, but he is. I'm sorry, he's not the same, but he is the same. And so to see his evolution and how he handles a lot of the same stuff that we did back in the day, how he coaches or teaches it, how he communicates with players, how he runs his practices, and so on and so forth, was an eye-opening experience for me.
Mike, obviously Parker's a tough loss for them, but what do you think of Patty Mills, and what does he bring, sort of the challenges he presents?
He can shoot from range. The biggest thing that he does, he moves so well without the ball, so you can never relax on him. If he has the ball in his hands, you got to make sure you stay connected, because if you don't, he's knocking down a three. If he gives the ball up, if you take a breath like, oh my gosh, he's like the Energizer bunny rabbit, I get to rest for a second. Next thing you know, boom, he's taking off, he's relocating behind the three-point line, and it's another made three. So, that guy, his juice or his motor is second to none, in my opinion, in this league, and that poses a huge threat because of his ability to shoot the ball from range very well.
It's a pretty good fit for what they do, doesn't it?
Awesome fit. It's a great fit for him, but just importantly, it's a great fit for them. He is a great fit for them.
Mike, can you talk about the Spurs' extended stretch of dominance? It's been almost 20 years now that they've been, dominant team in the West. Can you talk about just, how that's happened, really?
If you think about it, there's been one common denominator. It's Greg Popovich, and his leadership, his foresight, the foundation that he established there way back in the day is still in play, still in effect. And it'll be that way for sure the whole time he's there. And you got a guy like RC that has been there forever too, and you got some other guys that are part of that program. There's a good chance that it'll carry on after him too, after Pop leaves.
21 offensive rebounds in that opener. Is that the first thing on the scouting report when you talk to your guys, is protect the glass?
Yeah, that's definitely one of them. And and it's not just their bigs that rebound, but their smalls do a terrific job. Patty Mills will sneak in there and get a rebound. Manu will sneak in there and get a big rebound. Obviously, Kawhi is more than capable. So, we emphasize to all our guys, we got to box out and limit them to one shot. They're a team that knows how to control the pace or tempo of a game. You saw it against the Rockets. But yet they're an opportunistic fast break team. And one of the few ways that they do control tempo is by offensive rebounding. They get 2-3 offensive rebounds in a possession. They're going to score one of those times. And so now, you're down there forever, and then they score a bucket. So now you're taking the ball out the net. It's right up their alley. It fits their personnel. It fits their bigs. And so we got to limit them to one shot because everybody knows what we want to do. We want to get out and run.
You mentioned pace. In Game 1, the Rockets were really successful in speeding them up and getting them moving. How much different is this, battle for the pace than it was against the Utah Jazz?
For us, it's no different. We make or miss, we want to get out and go. And, we feel like we play a lot of guys. We played a lot of guys the whole season. So, none of our guys should be tired. Our guys should be excited about pushing the ball on every possession, and they should be more than capable of doing it because we play a lot of bodies. So hopefully we'll be able to push that pace even better than what we did against Utah. San Antonio is a formidable opponent, and their defensive transition is really good. But it doesn't matter. We still want to try to force the tempo.
And you expect Pop to be doing the opposite of trying to, muddy the game down a little bit.
He's going to try to find ways to control the tempo, yeah.
Do you expect to talk to Pop at all in the lead up to this, to Game 1?
Maybe. Yeah, I haven't said anything on my schedule to talk to him or anything like that.
Have you talked to him since he became acting head coach?
We talked a couple of times, yeah.
Mike, what impressed you most about what they did without Kawhi on the floor?
Just, they didn't miss a beat. Now, obviously, he's their best player. He's an MVP of the NBA. But there was no, sometimes when you're missing your quote-unquote best player, you could see, I don't know if fear is the right word, but you could see a little bit of maybe unsureness. I didn't feel that at all from the beginning. They were out there playing like they had Tony, Kawhi, Tim, and David. They were just moving the ball, setting screens, cutting, passing, shooting, playing defense, talking, and they just methodically ripped Houston apart. And that was impressive from the standpoint that two of their top guns weren't even there. It's on the road. It's a do-or-die situation for a team that you would think is, is desperate in the Houston Rockets, and they did a phenomenal job.
Honestly, is there any intimidation factor that comes up with seeing Pop in a playoff round? You're going to see him for
our team?
For any coach, not just specifically. I think that all that comes with his strategic mindset, his ability to do what they just did without two top players, and in general, Pop. As a coach, is there any intimidation factor, like things against Pop?
I think if I was an official, I'd feel intimidated. But, nah, because, I think I can beat Pop up. He's like 70. so.
In a battle of wit.
Oh, the battle of wit. No, I'm playing. No, there's not. No, he's a great coach. He's going to have his guys prepared. I feel like we have a great team. I feel like we have a team that can more than compete with his group. If I had a team that wasn't capable or maybe a lot younger or something like that, then maybe, you'd be a little bit worried about it. But, he's going to have his team prepared the right way, and hopefully we will with ours.
KD mentioned that playing a team, like Utah, that kind of likes to muddy up the game, just like San Antonio, kind of might help you guys in the series. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, Quinn's a great coach. He did some interesting things throughout the course of the series that helped muddy the game up to a certain degree. And, their spacing, the way they play pick and roll offensively, the different counters that they have for their play sets. You know, there's some similarities between those guys and Utah.
These two teams haven't seen each other in the playoffs since 2013. So even though they met each other in the regular season, but playoffs are definitely a different story. So did you address that part to the players? Like we haven't seen each other for that long time, but.
No, because I don't think most of the guys were here in 2013. I mean, maybe Steph was a younger version of himself and Clay, but maybe I don't even know. Draymond might have been here, but there were a lot of guys that weren't here, and so we basically just talked about, you know, how we played against them this year and the games that they played this year against whoever.
Game one falls on Mother's Day. Do you have a message for all the moms out there?
I tell you, moms are special to all of our hearts, and so we love them, we respect them, and we hope all of them have a terrific Mother's Day.